Morning, good morning, good morning. This is me, Mom. Having our first cup of coffee. How are y'all? You having your first cup of coffee this morning? I got my frog out of my throat. Sylvester the frog. Anyway, good morning, good morning. Made it another day yesterday and got up this morning, and it is what it is. I was hoping I'd already have the water outside and pouring water on the plants this morning, but I slept in because it was so nice and cool. Right now, you won't believe. Right now, it is 75 degrees out there. High's going to get 95, so it will get hot and humid with humidity. But 75, I mean, well, they said that another hot spell's coming back through, and I guess I'll be ready for it. But I was surprised today that you had slept in, and the puppies never even woke me up. So, but I have had the curtains all pulled to try to keep it nice and cool in here during the hot days. And I don't see the sunlight coming up, so my body, I guess it used to just wake up no matter what, if it's dark outside or not, but that's just the way it goes. I think so. Wow, we've got some comments I need to read now. Let's see what they have to say today. See what you guys have to say to me. I love it when you talk to me. You know, it makes me think about other people besides myself. And I get a comment that, well, okay, Sirius Moonlight has something to say. Hey, Sirius. Says, I crochet with black yarn often. It's even hard to see with my young eyes. Oh, how funny, how funny. Even with his young eyes. But I love crocheting with darker colors. Much love from me here in Michigan. Oh, I didn't know. Did I know you were from Michigan, Serious Moonlight? Well, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Hope all is going well with you. Yes, I still have to, it's that song. It says, this is my story, and sticking to it. Dark colors are a challenge for me at this age. But now I feel better knowing even young eyes have trouble. That's funny. Thank you. Thank you. You're funny. No, oh, here's Bonnie Myers. Hey, Bonnie. How are you? Good? Good? Really good? Oh, not that good. That's okay. I wish you good. Oh, let's see. Bonnie says, I think the blanket is beautiful. I find black yarn hard to work with. Oh, is that right, Bonnie? I love you guys. I tell you, I love you. Oh, let's see. Maribel is hooked. Hey, Maribel. Oh, it says, hi. When working with black, I like being near a window with a lots of light, so I can see the stitches. Bee, 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 bee. She's reminding me, keep praying for bees. I haven't seen one yet. Maribel, do you believe that? You had me laughing about the foot missing from the measuring tape. Well, it was a true story, I'm telling you. And then you're so sweet, you said, well, that can happen. The blanket looks beautiful. Thank you, Maribel. Beep, 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 beep. I love that. Love that. Oh, here's Mrs. C's cottage. Good morning to you. Working with black yarn is difficult for most people, and for us older folks, it is more difficult. Us older? No. Our eyes just do not do their best job anymore. But the blanket is just gorgeous. Meanwhile, you could use a couple of strands of black along with a color. That way your black will go further instead of all black. That's true. That's a good idea. And it would also give it sparkle. I guess I'd have to change the size of my hook too, wouldn't I? Things to think about, Mrs. C. Good idea. That's a good idea. I love it. It says us older folk. Oh, no, we're not going to admit that. No, 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 no. Oh, here's some of my biz. Mrs. C's College. This is another good day. You didn't talk very long today. I didn't even get one round on my granny square blanket finished. I didn't even realize. You mean I need to talk longer? Didn't even get a row done. Oh, that's funny. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mrs. C. Letting you down. Oh, you warm my heart, you guys. And here's Daniel. He's 3 days ago. Golly. He says, hello. Hello from Montreal. So nice to see you. I started around 4:30 this morning when what I call a parrot shawl. I give this name spontaneously because of the colors in the skeins. Think it's going to be a looker. Oh, with all the parrot colors, I bet it would be. What's the name of your yarn you're using? Oh, have a wonderful day. Keep in the loop. Thank you, Daniel. How's your weather up there, Daniel? I already asked Sirius that too, and Maribel and them. What's y'all's weather like? I guess I'll turn on the weather station and find out. Michigan, Connecticut, Tennessee, all Florida. Yeah. Oh my. And here's Maribel again. Maribel's from 3 days ago. Says, hi, as always, it was a great visiting with you. Love the idea with the crochet flowers on the headband. Hope some bee. She's got another bee in there. Bee. Now what we're talking about, why she's putting bees in there, because I've been praying for bees. Hadn't seen any yet. Well, y'all know that. You've been watching me. Well, I hope you are. Because I think you're watching me. Oh, funny. Bee. Oh. And Bonnie says, love watching your videos. Cruise sounds nice. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we could all go on a cruise and we sit there on the riverboat going down the Mississippi, thinking about Huckleberry Finn and drop in granny squares and yarn and coffee and just visiting or just sitting together. You know, not being alone, just sitting together, just small talk and enjoying the sights and creating memories of a lifetime, wouldn't it? My traveling days are over. It's so hard to get around, you know. But the dreams can be there, can't they, for all of us? And hopefully some of you can go. You know, go. Guys, we only have one life. But if you're like me, you sort of, well, anyway. And also, if you've got the money, don't hold on to it. Go do something. Go on a cruise. Call a good friend and say, let's do this. Let's do this. I had a friend in, well, I still do have a friend, but they put her in a nursing home. But one day she decided that her and her friend, they were, let's see, 80, 85, I guess, or something. And she says, I want to go on a cruise. I mean, on the boat trips through England, you know, where you go in those little river boats. So her and her friends took all her savings out and they went over there. They had a time of their life. Oh, that's, quote them, time of their life. And they didn't regret it. Of course, several of them have passed on, but she's still kicking. Her daughter takes care of her. They're in a nursing home, but she has those beautiful, beautiful memories. She said of going on that riverboat. She used to tell us all the time about her adventures. And she says, you know, you think when you go on something like that, you know what's going to happen, you know what to expect. But she says there's always some kind of adventure. Some kind of adventure. And I was thinking to myself just now as I was telling this story is the fact that we have adventures every day. I had an adventure yesterday. I didn't even do much. Yesterday I went out. Not Clyde, no, not now. I said I went out to finally pick those green beans that were off that green bean plant. You remember when I'd taken a bag of beans, you know, mix of beans, and I was going to make a pot of beans. So I retrieved a couple of beans out of there and just put them in a flower pot. Well, I have beans now growing, you know, and they're beginning to produce. And so I've been watching them. I know. And I had been watching them grow. You'll think, oh, all I need's 4, you know, and I can just chop them up and throw them in with my fried fish. Because I love to take a little flounder or tilapia or something, put it in a little small fry pan with butter and some Cajun sauce, you know. And I thought, I'll pop those green beans in there and put it over rice, you know. Well, I waited a little bit too long. I went out there and there were squirrels eating my green beans. And the last I saw was my green bean was hanging out of a squirrel as they right across the top of the fence. But yet, that was an adventure because they missed one. So I went over there and I broke it off and I chomped that thing right up. I said, Now that was one adventure, right? Oh, funny. Oh, well, life is an adventure. Everything is an adventure. We just don't know it. We don't know what's going to happen today. But when we go on a cruise or any kind of planned trip, we think we know exactly what we're going to do. Exactly what we're going to do. I remember Laura and I went on a trip to Alaska cruise ship to Alaska. And after we come through the gorge, I think well, anyway, we came through, we were sailing. I mean, shipping, whatever we're doing. And we were out on the rails. And all of a sudden, over the speakers, says, to the left side, or whatever they call them. And we were on the wrong side. if on the right port or the front port or the forepart, whatever, we all ran on the other side of this huge ship, and so the people was over here, we went over there and we're looking out the rails, and here's these killer whales or something we were looking at, or I don't know, maybe it was seals. I don't. But we all ran over there and looked at them, and then they went and told us to go to the other side. On the forward side, you will observe we all went around the ship and got on the other side to watch something else, And I was thinking the great adventure of all that was moving from one side of the ship to the other and knowing which one was which. Oh gosh. On one of the cruises I went to, I got lost. Where you go upstairs, to the right, upstairs. I tell you, I was so lost in that cruise. I was always lost. I think I missed one meal and ended up eating with some Italians. I didn't know that. They serve a different nationality at different times and different... Oh, well, I won't ever forget that cruise. I was lost all the time. And one time I got so sick, I said, I'm going to jump overboard. And I went around trying to figure out how to jump overboard. Everywhere I looked was these boats hanging up on the side, where I thought, nobody will see me. I'll get over here, and there's this boat. And I'm thinking, that's stupid. Why would I jump overboard? Because the boats reminded me of Titanic. But I was so sick. Ooh, I said, I got to get out of here. I went back to my room and tried to lay down. And I was at the bottom of the ship. That was the cheapest place, on the bottom. I was down there trying to relax and chill, trying to get rid of my sickness. I had these patches on, I think the patches got me confused on that trip. That's the only time I ever wore patches. And when I did, I was lost all the time. Anyway, so I'm laying there trying to chill. And I said, oh, I'm just going to go swimming. That'll help. And they had all kinds of pools everywhere. I said, as soon as I find a pool, I'm going to jump in. So I put my bathing suit on and put my wrap on, and here I go. I'm looking for a pool. I finally find a hot tub. And I said, that'll work. That's close enough. They have them outside, along with where the pools are. So I got in there. Well, that thing, the water in the pool started slushing like a wave. Oh my gosh. I threw up over everybody. It was horrible. Now, these are adventures that you don't think about. You think about laying, reading a book, crocheting. No, me. Blah, blah. Oh, they were great trips, though. All in all, they were wonderful. I mean, it sounds terrible, but there were lots of days. When you go for 10 days or 4 days or even 3-day trips, ventures happen. Yes, they're even happening in my house right now. It's Clyde. It's driving me crazy, and it's going to be the accident waiting to happen here in a minute. I got to go let that dog out. Hang on just a second. Well, let him out. Now you leave me alone. Oh, my adventures. Oh, I'm sure you've got stories to tell, too. I'll tell you one more story for I'm getting really tired. I took my medicine. Oh, well, anyway. I guess I was starting to laugh too loud. Too hard. One time, my friend Laura and I went to Dallas. She had a workshop or something, and and she asked me to go, and I did. We adventures that whole trip in Dallas. I'm telling you. They have a place called Thanksgiving Square. Or if that's what I remember it was named. may not have been there. But it's right in the middle of the city, Dallas. And you go from the road level, the street level, and you go sort of low, but not really. In the middle of the city is a small little chapel. It's not really a chapel. But when you step into this concrete uh, shelter, it had stained glass in it. And as loud as the city of Dallas was at that time, when you stepped in there, it was quiet as a mouse. And all you had, it didn't take you very long before your mind was like calm. And it was called Thanksgiving Square. I don't remember all the details of why it was there, but it was quite a relief and very peaceful. Very, very peaceful. It almost centered us, or it centered me, and I need centering. But really, it was very, very special that time. And we went on a ride on one of at that time, you could ride these, and I guess it's still going on where you can ride horse carriages through town. And the guy kept saying, "I'm so glad you came to a two-horse town. We didn't want to be called a one-horse town, so we have a two-horse town." And of course, us from somewhere else didn't even know what he was talking about. And then we went around this street, and up on this building was two huge horses, and they were Firestone horses or Mobile horses or something, but it was the oil company had put a great big horse, because that was their logo on top of this building. I wish I could remember all the details. But he said, yeah, we didn't want to be known as a one-horse town, so they put two of them together. And all they really did was the sign had two sides. Two horses. Didn't want to be a one-horse town. I guess it was an old building. I don't even know if it's still there, but I can remember that was so funny. And then when we came by where Kennedy was shot, of course all of us started thinking about where we were that day that he was shot, killed. And I can remember I was in speech class. Mr. Huckabee's class, in fact. And it came over the loudspeaker. We were very shocked. But that was a great experience to do that. We saw the library dispensary and all that. But then, anyway, everywhere you go, no matter where you go or what you do in life, everything is an adventure. Could be good, could be bad, could be quite moving, but everything is an adventure. And sitting here talking to y'all is an adventure for me. These four walls, or a little bit more than that, my little courtyard. I have my own little adventures. And I have y'all's too, because y'all tell me about y'all's. And you're out there so far, far away from me, talking to me far, far away. It's like somebody sent me. It's called Letters of Something. And so every month or so I get a letter, and it's about a mail order wife, and it comes with postcards and everything. I'll need to show it to you. And she's leaving, wherever she's leaving, New York, and she's going out west she's a mail order bride, going to San Francisco, in fact, which was right across the country. And I enjoy those little adventure letters. Even though they're not true, I don't, but it's really interesting. Sometimes they'll have a little newspaper in that little letter, and things. But yes, I'll dig it out and show you. But it's, who sent that to me? Geneva, I think, sent that to me as a Christmas gift. I don't know how many more I'll get, but I think she said she gave me a subscription, so I don't know. I guess it'd probably last a year, whatever. But in the letters, his great adventures. I don't know if I could read them to you or not. I think that'd be fun that you knew what they were like. You might want to get some for yourself or order them for someone that would love to get mail. But anyway, I'm losing my voice. I'm going to have my coffee. I got to get my routine going, and you too. You've got to get your routine going. Now, I know this isn't very long, and you probably didn't get to crochet very long, but I can talk forever. I can. I can talk about anything. It might be right, it might be wrong, but I'm sticking to it. Whatever. It's just, I can't remember some details. There was one detail that flashed in my mind here lately that it must mean something special. When I went to Pennsylvania with my on one conference, and we went. Where did we go? We went to Philadelphia. That was exciting. And we went the time a wall fell down and killed some people. But, it just fell. There somewhere in Philadelphia. I don't remember. But we were a large group, and we were hoping it wasn't one of our groups, but it wasn't. I was going to tell you something about Philadelphia. Oh, no. They took us on a night tour of in where they sound the Declaration of Independence, or so they said. That's what it was. It was dark, I remember, and very dim lighting in the building. We went over to where they signed the Declaration, and there was a voice that came out of wherever, very soothing voice, and it almost had you seeing them with your own eyes, like, and Thomas Jefferson said this, and he leaned over with his pen on this table. We could almost imagine what we were not seeing, if you know what I mean. And then we went to the Liberty Bell and went over and touched the Liberty Bell. Got a picture of myself touching the Liberty Bell. I don't even know if you can do that anymore. See, I can't remember when this was. 79? I don't remember what year. 80? I don't know. Must be in the 70s, so maybe 80s. Anyway, I was touching the Liberty Bell. Most extraordinary thing. Also, we were in a building, in a hotel there in Philadelphia, awesome, and they were filming excerpts and interviewing celebrities that were on the dance party with Dick Clark. Dick Clark dance party. I don't know, but I used to watch them growing up. But who should I run into? I ran into Robert Goulet, and they were getting ready to interview him. And famous black guy, what was his name? But he was in a wheelchair that day, I remember. I wish I could remember his name. Very famous, very famous. And after, I guess, they were in the lobby and where they were filming, and interviewing all these people. about the dance thing that was dance party. But anyway, after a while, we were watching film and we decided we'd go down and get us something to drink. Well, they had a lounge right there, so we went in there and ordered cokes. And up at the bar, there were some men, and they were laughing, going on like that. And one of the girls with me dared me to go up there and say something to them. Well, I was good for a dare. And I walked up to the bar and looked at the guys, and I thought, and it was Bobby Darin. Old Bobby Darin. Compared to when I was a kid. And he smiled. Of course, I smiled back. Everybody else smiled because he smiled. And he was very nice to me, and he asked me my name and where I was from, and at the time I couldn't remember not one song he sung, not one. So I couldn't even say I had listened to all your music and all your songs, and I couldn't remember a name. I felt like an idiot, But anyway, we talked, and so I took it all back, and I said, I'm with that group over there, and all that. And he waved at him. He didn't want to go over there and meet them, and that made me, I feel like he might be a snob. But anyway, so I went over there and told the girls, he asked me this. I said, but I couldn't remember one of his songs. And one of the girls says, I remember all of them. And she was rattling off their names of the songs and stuff. And I said, well, I wish I'd known. I said, why don't you go over and talk to him? He said, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. So anyway, it was a church conference is what it was at. And so we were going to the First Methodist Church there in town that Sunday. That was a Saturday they were doing that. When I met Bobby Darin, we were in church, and after church, one of the speakers who was with our group got up and passed something to the pastor. And so the pastor's on this high podium, this old wooden church, in Philadelphia. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, the pastor says, it's really he's talking just sort of, how they're so good at incorporating things, what they say. They said, I've just received a note. Bobby Darin says, this should be going to Barbara. Bobby Darin is bringing the limousine around front after church to pick you up for lunch. Well, everybody was in my group knew what it was about, but nobody else did, and a lot of people didn't know who I was. Well, I couldn't believe it, And so the pastor says, Barbara, and when the conference guys came over to me and says to the preacher, and says, that's her right there. From my blue suit, I'll never forget. And I went like this. And so the conference guy says like that to me, and I'm all, I don't know if he's really going to be there, if it's, it's a joke, because they like picking on people at these conferences. Even in church, yes, even in church. But there was no limousine. It was a joke. But evidently, my little adventure that they set me up for. Anyway, they got a good laugh, and everybody seemed to know me after that conference, which I don't know if it's good or bad, but they did remember me to the next conference. They were always trying to pull my leg, but anyway. I remember God has you in His hands. Pray for Mother Earth. Pray for our bees. Still haven't got any bees. I got some flowers on the tomato plant, so if the bees don't come around, I'm going to have to start shaking. And the cucumbers got some flowers too. I've got to do something. Anyway, I'll do, or I won't. And the biggest challenge, I guess, is fight off the squirrels. Well, Clyde's out there just barking his head off wanting to get back in the house. So I'm going to let y'all go this morning. And thanks for being there. And very much. Bye. See you tomorrow. I see you guys out there. Every one of you. Hi, Peggy. Bye-bye.